Let's talk about taking a turn, which you'll find in your player's manual from pages 152 through 156. D6 is a game of turns, actions, non-actions, but at the very beginning of every turn,
you're going to roll both the D4 and the D10. That's right. Every time you take a turn, you're going to start it by rolling both these dice. The D10 is going to tell you where to place a random monster. The D4 is going to tell all the players what they've just gathered.
And you look at your gather board, and based on that number, be it a wild, be it an advantage card, be it a potion filling, you're going to follow that, and everybody's board is just a little bit different.
During a player's turn, he will be taking actions. This is what's going to move your action marker. This consists of 3 things: moving, hunting, gathering. Now, he could play cards, he could spend money, he could use potion skills. Those are not actions, and he could do that as much as he wants. But I'm going to say it again because it's important. Moving, hunting, gathering. Those are the only 3 things that are considered as actions, and those are the only 3 things that will move your action marker.
And you can do any combination of those as long as it totals 3 actions.
Moving, 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 hunting, moving, gathering, hunting.
Now let's talk about non-action tasks. So these are anything that is not going to be moving that action marker, like performing a skill, buying an advantage card, potions.
Yeah. Now, this is what's going to extend a player's turn. This is really the meat of the game, because as long as you have the resources to do so, you can keep on doing. You can keep on buying cards. You can keep on using potions. You can keep on playing cards. These are not moving, hunting, gathering. Therefore, you can constantly do them. So while you're engaged in a fight, or anytime really, you could spend dog mud if you don't like your role. This is not an action. You're about to fight an undead, you could buy holy water. Again, not an action. Renting a cube, not an action. Anything that's on these signs, you could do as long as you have the funds to do so.
Speaking of cash cubes, these guys can be hired for 2 coins and then immediately placed into a location of your choosing.
Now, the thing you need to know about the cash cubes is it's not your standard monster, it's not your standard guardian, which means it can't be buffed or treated as such. The cash cube can go anywhere except in the village.
But it can be bought while you are in the village.
This is true because it's not a skill. Therefore, you could purchase it while in the village. Now, something else you need to know is it rolls a d12. It will attack a player the moment he enters that space. Now, unlike a certain monster where he gets to choose which one, the cash cube doesn't work that way. You hired him, he's your cash cube. The moment another player enters that space, he's engaging with it. There is no stealthing by a cash cube. Something else to keep in mind about the cash cube, once you destroy it, you don't get the 2 coins for it. They're one of the biggest nuisances of all. It just returns to that player's board. The cash cube will not attack the player who put it out. And if you're playing teams, it will not attack your teammate.
And then finally, let's talk about resting, which is basically when you're at the end of your turn, you return it up to the R, which means that is the end of your turn.
Ending your turn successfully, moving it back into its starting position, means that I'm going to now gain my 2 Heroic Quest cards. And if I'm playing teams, Alliance, my teammate will collect his 2 Alliance cards. Okay, now what do we mean by a successful turn? Now, as Corey just explained, that's moving our action cube all the way down. We did all of our actions, we set it back up for the next turn in the rest. Rest gives us these cards. How could that not happen? Well, if I end up biting off more than I could chew with a monster, he kills me, I end up going to the Styx River. My turn is over. I do not get to reset. Therefore, I do not collect my cards, and my teammate wouldn't collect his cards. So let me talk about one more way that I might have an unsuccessful turn. I find myself in a space with a dragon or another really nasty monster I simply know I can't handle. What am I gonna do? I cannot perform an action. This could engage me with that monster, especially if I have a bad stealth. So I can't gather, I can't move. I am going to choose to sit there. Yes, you can do this. You do not have to perform actions. But that also means you cannot move your action marker. So wherever it's at, when you find yourself in that space, you could tell the other players, I'm done. By choosing to not use any more actions and ending your turn there, you will not get the benefit of a Heroic Quest card. And if playing with a teammate, they will not get their Alliance card. But again, this is your right. So what happens is at the start of your next turn, you'll go ahead and reset. You won't get the benefit. That moment is gone. But now you're starting from scratch on your next turn. So always try to use your actions if for no other reasons you're gonna collect your Heroic Quest cards.